So we're going to be playing a game with LionGuySai today. I've been streaming a little bit. It's been hard because Sai, what is up? How are you doing? Are you ready? Are you ready to do our best? It's been hard to stream consistently. Just recovery is a lot of time, and work and life, keeping the house clean. It's like a lot. It's like a lot. Life is hard. Like living, keeping yourself alive is very, very difficult. So I do what I can. Awesome. So if you would like to start us off, send the challenge, I can let folks know we're playing.
Started.
Awesome. Have a great game. I have not played Go in months. So we're gonna see how we do. Whew. Okay. What do we want to do for this game? I don't know what we want to do for this game. We're gonna do the low Chinese because it's my favorite. I might not be the best at it, but it's my favorite. It's flexible. It's Moyo driven. It's old school. I like it. Usually, um, I'm always doing what's hip and happening, but with Go, I really like the older stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a traditionalist or something, but so we're going to approach here at the lower end. If white backs off, we get a stone here, which is nice, and we get to go back and build our Moya. That's kind of the game plan. So, yep, so white backed off. We could go into like a Kobayashi type thing, but I like the low Chinese better. So we're going to back off into the Moyo. If white pincers, it's not a big deal. And now we're threatening to sort of double wing out on the bottom and the right side. So it's nice. It's a good time. What I need to work on is not playing insanely fast because I do that all the time. Ooh, okay. So attaching is a great way to build strength quickly. Now, how do we want to respond to it? This feels like the most natural thing to do. Hane, bop, that, Hane. Things can get real dicey real quick. If we go up this way, we give white the corner and expand to the bottom, which feels stronger than this one. This one's very territorial. This one feels more expansive and like it's like pushing white into our pincered stone. So I am going to Hane on the outside. White can take the corner. That's okay. Yeah. And we're going to give white the corner. Yep. Yep. Now the question is, do we go solid or extend? Or Hane? Cat's fin, sup? Sup? What do we want to do? Hane and then there. The cut isn't the worst for us. That'd kind of be a fighting game, which I wouldn't mind doing. Uh, we extend Hane down. Ugh, not making this easy, I tell ya. Okay, I think we Hane and then defend. Solid. White still probably needs moves here. We can expand out this way. Okay. Does that do anything with the cut? Cut over. Not really. We're going right to our stone. So we could make more strength up here. And we shall back off. Well, that's an interesting move. Is that an AI thing? Is that AI? I don't know. Here. I mean, I'm sure there's really not much to do except connect. I don't see why we wouldn't do that. White's definitely trying to build the top. I mean, we see the plan, yeah. Is there a better... I think solid is probably just fine. Yeah, I don't know any modern... I don't know any modern anything. I am absolutely flying by the seat of my pants. Uh, though, I mean, how is that different from normal life? Let's be honest. We Atari this way. Cut there. Hey, Cliz804, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Um, this is a mistake because white goes there, we cut, white extends, extends, but then we're losing the Liberty Race. We go this way, there, to do that. To defend the corner. I guess the honey is the right thing to do. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is the one, yeah? So... It is. What's up? My gaming channel. I'm glad I converted Go and Sente to just a regular gaming channel. I have the freedom to do all the other games that I like to do, specifically Magic. I may or may not be organizing some Commander EDH games on here, which will be so fun. It's gonna be great. But this tonight is a Go night because we haven't played Go in too long, and we suck now. We're so bad. It's like not good. Tried playing Go. I mean, my 3-Dawn record isn't bad. I'm like 50-50 at 3-Dawn, but like I should be much better. All right, so we'll pull back. We've got some nice territory here. The white has territory there, which I mean, that's good. That's how it works. Hey, go Solara, how you doing? What's up? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who could have seen that coming? I did. So what do we do now? Feels like the action is over here. This seems pretty slow. Probably don't want to do that. Invading feels dubious because of all these high stones. Hey, thank you. I think it really suits me. I like it a lot. It's got that like Mirror's Edge, post-apocalyptic junkyard scrounger vibe. I'm about it. I'm about it. I want to just approach. Is that a stupid idea? And it shouldn't be, right? Feels good. Feels good. Right? Feels good. I want to do this, but that's greedy. We need to do something here. All right, we're just gonna approach. Keep it simple. Keep it normal. Everything's normal. Everything's fine. The stylish apocalypse. My hair is like very straight. I need a conditioner for curly hair. I want my hair to curl more. So we're doing this, so which is fine. Hey, Calais, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. There will be screaming, probably. Honestly. Alerts needs to go up top here. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, so we'll do this one. And we'll just get some... We'll keep it tight because we're in enemy territory. They probably need another move here, I would imagine. But then we get to... Yeah, yeah. So now, we can extend this way. Well, if we go here, they extend. We're kind of safe. Is an extension here and extension here better? I want to go here. Like, this would be the most fun. But then white goes up here, and am I in danger? Probably. I go here, they go there, we go up. That's not the worst. All right, so let's make a base. White will likely play here. I just want hair. I hope you get your hair. I don't know your situation, but I hope you get your hair. uh, so we're certainly representing a good invasion here. I feel like white's simplest move is to protect the corner. If they don't, we're gonna do that. Um, Now, we also, other big moves to consider. This knight's move feels pretty huge, actually, because um, it's kind of like the intersection between two fighting Moyos here. Yeah. All right, so now we have a new decision tree. The decision tree of go up, protect this, or do that. White's stuff is freaking huge. I don't think we can compete with that unless we fight it, so we're going to expand this way. We might lose out on some territory here, but that's okay. This is connected. It's fine. Interesting. Is there a Tsuji we can do? Probably not. We're gonna have to do this. Like a simp. I don't want to do that like a simp. I'd rather do something more explosive. We probably have to. Like maybe something like that, but then they cut, and then we do that, and then they're like totally safe. Does this threaten to cut anything? It does with the attach here, actually. Here, bop, bop, bop. Bop. I think it threatens to do something. I think it threatens to do something. Yeah, see, there it is. So this is what we had foreseen. We doth foreseen it. So we're just going to keep ourselves connected as much as we can. Probably launch an attack here next. And go... Yeah, we are super not going to be concerned. Does this do something? Here, there, Atari, send. Nah, it doesn't. But this is Sentai. Otherwise, we extend and then throw in. So white defends this. We then attack this. That's what I think we have to do. Yeah, I think I played that too fast. I was thinking that. I was like, probably need to extend that. Yeah, I agree. Here, here, here. Atari. Tiger's Mouth. Descend. Another Tiger's Mouth. Atari. Over. That doesn't really work either, does it? Okay, let's do a point count. Point count, point count, point count. So white has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If we gave white everything. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 5, 6, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 34, 35, 36, 37. Plus 3 is 40. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Uh-oh. We are losing by a lot. We are very behind. So the question is, how do we make more points? Because if we gave white everything here, we will not make it. We will die. A terrible, terrible fiery death. So what do we do? If only we could cut this off, but I don't think we can. We'd need another, like, 20 points somewhere. Go is hard, go is hard. It's embarrassingly gassy. Like, I want to just do that. Like, that's what I want to do. Is that a good idea? Probably not. Thank you. Water's good. Yeah, there's like no good way to cut the stone. It's like frustrating. It's like he knows about shape or something. He knows about shape. Like, come on. This feels too slow. All right. We're gonna have to do something drastic. We can't let white have all of this. If white has all of that, then like we don't have enough points. And we can't just passively get more points because white's just gonna build also. So we're too far behind. We need to make this into a fighting game and try to do some decimation, which I'm cool with. And see what we see. We have a lot of forcing moves in the area. Like we have this sandwich. We've got, diagonals and elephant eyes. All sorts of fun things. Okay, so crosscut feels dubious. Can we just, like, live inside? Probably not, right? Bop, bop, bop. We might be able to just live inside. One, there, there. There, there. Like, is that a thing? That sounds scary. The safe thing would be to double Hane. Double Hane lets us cut, then go there. We go there, we go there. I think we double Hane. This would be a big point reduction. And we could follow that up with a more expansive thing. Like, I don't know, maybe a shoulder hit into that. Or like some forcing move to expand this area. Yeah, we just need to invade. Or reduce. Reduce. Proper word is reduce. Love is rude, sometimes sort of gross. It's embarrassingly gassy. I have this like song from Gallivant stuck in my head. I don't know if any of y'all have seen Gallivant. It's amazing. Sweet follow up at the cut. I mean, they're probably going to do that, but then we get another sweet follow up with the Hane, and then we can like Hane here, and now all of a sudden, like all of this could be points, and we might have been able to swing the balance of points, as they say. So we shall see. Way back in days of old, there was a legend told about a hero known as Gallivant. Square jaw and perfect hair, God is out to there. There was no hero quite like Gallivant. Tough as every other manly value. Mess with him, he'll just... Yeah, he rules in every way, a fairy tale cliche. Ooh. So we are gonna just defend there? Wow, that feels a little passive, not gonna lie. But I'm cool with it. I'll take the passivity any day of my life. So now what I think we do is we force white to capture this stone. This is a cute move because because white can't extend up. Because if white extends up, then we Tiger's Mouth, and then white is guaranteed to be cut. So white has to dive down, and then we get a complete seal, which would be great for us. So we're going to do that. Yeah. White tries to go up, we cut. Oh, hey! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I had a really bad experience one time where, oh, this is interesting. So if we just simp out and protect, white goes there, we go there. No, it still doesn't really work, does it? I think that's still okay. We can still protect there. White still can't do that because we could still cut. And then we can just descend and take the 2 stones. I think. All right, let's see what you read out, because I am... Oh, I see what you read out. Yeah, that's good. I knew you were better at reading than me. That's sad. Why do I do the things that I do? Well, now we need to figure out what we want to do with our lives. I think the answer is continue this, because this is worth a lot of points. Probably more than this expansion. Yeah, we messed up. We probably should have blocked there and let white go underneath. Either way is kind of lame for us. Ugh. Ugh. That's so gross and good. Good for you, white. I'm very begrudgingly happy. Oh yeah, so the story. I had this really crappy experience where someone like hacked, they like bot spammed me. Like I got like 700 subscribers in literally 5 seconds, and everyone started like chatting anti-LGBT like hate and racist crap, and I was like, what the... And it was like a hack, like a weird thing. So um I buffed my security settings. Alright, well, we're gonna do this to not let white just do that, I guess. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is sad for us. We might need to protect our groups. Yeah, it was not fun. That was like the first time that sort of thing ever happened. We're not going to take this lying down. We're going to counterattack. Cut us at your own risk, opponent. Because now we're going to be making strength over here. And we're going to cut. And we're going to double. And whatever happens here, we're going to be getting strength. And then we can shoulder hit this one. Hey, Base, how you doing? Thing is, even if like white counter cuts, like that's kind of okay. Like we've resigned ourselves to not really wanting to kill this. We just want to surround this so we can. Okay. We do get that move now, which is also like helping this. That's a good forcing move. Pull back, you need to defend here. And then I'm thinking, what do we do to seal it off? Probably a knight's move here. Or we could shoulder hit here, which I actually kind of like that better. Like we transfer our territory over to this side and also threaten to like bear down on white over this way. So after we, yeah, white has to defend the cut, I would imagine. Can't see white not defending the cut. That's like 8 points plus my entire group is safe. Like I don't know if they could allow that. So after we do that, ooh, interesting. Did white figure out a way out of this? Ooh, they might have. White is a crafty, crafty, crafty individual. 10, 9, oh, I don't have the time. 7, I don't have the time. 5, oh no. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna have to defend these cut points. White's gonna have to take that. That's sad. I thought we had him. That's okay. We could probably do something else. Oh my gosh. Interesting. Did we like misread? Could we have just done it? Well, we definitely could do it now. White has to play there. Yeah. Which means we get this forcing move. Oh, it's not a forcing move because white could just take. Oh, nuggets. We misread that. That's sad. That's real sad. We should have played there. Oh, that's not good. I didn't realize these two were in Atari. That is my bizzle. Yeah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Guess we threatened to cut. And then play up here. I don't know how to deep breathe. I'm not relaxed. What is that?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't have the time. Oh my god, I don't have the time. I can't read this. It is way easier to reduce stuff chaotically than to defend against reducing chaotically under time pressure. By a lot. Like, by a huge, huge amount. It is absurdly, absurdly easier. I want to get this moving, though. We might have lost. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We had a good reduction. We kept a lot of points here. We kept a reasonable amount of points here. If we can convert a lot of the points here into points, like maybe. Let's shoulder hit this stone. Keep our stuff like ready to go. Hey, thank you for the follow. Bop, 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 bop. Take. I think this gives us Sente. We shouldn't have played. Yeah, whatever. Let's counterattack. We're not gonna just... If you think for a second we're just gonna passively defend, that's not how I play this game. We could cut the entire thing, maybe. Now we get a double Atari here, if they block us. Which would be dope. I can't defend because, yeah. We defend, we connect, we defend. It's pretty sweet. And then we abuse this. So, yeah. Now this is a destroy and be destroyed. That is what this game has now turned into. Which, like, I get it. Let's go. It's this game. Yeah, not so tricky now. I wish they would have tried. I wish they would have tried and just like not thought about it. Just, you know? And then it would have been like, gotcha. It would have been sweet. Oh my god, we're doing it? Oh, did we mess up? Oh, we messed up on liberties. Wait. No, but we get the ladder. Oh, we mess up. Oh no. I thought. Oh, wait. Oh no. Oh, we're screwed. We're super screwed. The ladder. Yeah. Yep. Playing out the resign sequence. And there it is.
White wins.
Yeah, we messed up. We messed up hard. Death by ladder. Oh, that's so annoying. Ugh, I thought we had it. Thanks for the game. Really great. Really great. I was behind the entire time, pretty much. Do you want to have a voice? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you want to have a voice chat game review? Is that something you'd be interested in? Sweet. I'm going to give you a call. Hey. I don't hear you. Are you trying to say things? I think my sound settings are fine. Hold on, it might not be. Let's make the output device this. Okay, try it now.
Hello.
There it is.
Okay.
Hi. How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for the game.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It really was. I definitely didn't know what I was doing for a lot on the right side and such.
Yeah.
And everything. And the top side was also a little bit like I'm not sure what's going on, but it was a fun game.
Yeah, I your shape was really good because I kept trying to do cuts and I kept thinking my cuts were working and they're super not. Oh, let me raise the voice up 1 minute.
Sure.
The audience cannot hear. Okay, try saying words now.
Words now. Not words later, but words now.
Yes, words now,
Okay.
exactly. Is that better,
Very good.
chat? I think it's gonna be better. Make it like that now. Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay,
Um
cool.
so yeah, I guess we could start from the beginning.
Sure. Do you want to start a game
Oh,
review,
right,
I
right, right,
guess?
right. Review this game.
Review started.
Cool.
Okay. Let me know when you're in.
I'm in.
Oh,
I
cool,
just
cool,
see
cool,
her.
cool, cool.
Yep.
Um, it felt normal, but I also felt really behind
Okay.
from the big. This felt fine. I didn't know anything about this modern Joseki. Is this like reasonable?
So yeah, I think it's
Okay,
reasonable. I also don't know very much about it, so it seems good. Seems
cool,
locally fine for both.
nice.
Yeah.
Um, and then I mean, biggest area, pretty simple. All this felt like fairly standard. I think that move was probably better than here into like this, but I don't
Okay.
know.
So
That was the
yeah,
decision treehouse.
so
Yeah.
okay, so when you play C12, do you mind if I have
Oh
control for a
yeah, let me
second?
give it to you.
Sure. And chat, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong or if you have
There it
any,
is.
other ideas or anything like that. Except for Jay. Um but yeah, so normally speaking, when we play modern opening, what are the things that are always settled first? Like everyone plays in the corners, right? Like
Hmm.
direct 3-3, move 3 even you see it nowadays. So we've decided that the corners are more important, right? And for good reason, because they're an easy way to take cash. Um, so normally when you play like extensions on the side, it's perfectly fine for stability, but it's considered just a little bit slow. Um,
Hmm.
and so in fact, when we have this three space extension, which I used to love playing the what's it called? Kobayashi, I think is the
Yeah.
opening with the lower 3-4 point here.
Hmm.
And then yeah, I used to love playing this. And so naturally, when you play that as like a Q player, especially, and even as a Dom player, but later on, you get invaded here a lot.
Yeah.
So there's a natural, and you might be like, yeah, if my opponent invades me, that's cool and everything, but like I have a failsafe, like I'm just gonna keep my stones connected and everything's fine. But
Hmm.
the cool thing is the Dawn level. This is a secret. Don't tell anyone. But when you play like this, or if you settle the corner in generally, not Sun, mind you, but like this 3-4 attachment,
Mm-hmm.
then after this whole sequence or whatever, this invasion disappears and you make solid
Mm.
cash and you take your opponent's corner. So that's why this kind of direct follow-up after that has been, played after K4, it actually strengthens that relationship between the K4 and F3 stones. Because if
Mm.
there's a solid group here, um, there's no way, even if white plays here, like normally black will push because black's making a moyo. But if you have a solid group on the left side and a solid group here, like if you have a strength here and like this is still relatively strong, it's not easy to invade.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the invasion harder. So you can like do three things with one move, which is, let me summarize: make yourself stronger, get points, and take away my corner.
Gotcha.
This also works. This is totally fine too. But yeah, basically, a long form answer of your question is, instead of playing along the side, playing from the corner is better. Especially because you did the cool thing and I think correct thing of playing this one here. So your group is safe and it's strong
Mm.
and it exists, and that's
Oh,
all it
thank you
needs to
for the
do.
raid, Flappy. Awesome. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, Raiders. Um, so after you play this move, your
Mhm.
group is everything it needs to be. It's done its purpose. It got
Gotcha.
Sente, it's alive, and it's on the side. It's not. I can't make territory. I can't attack it. So now you can move to a different area, and I think that area should be the corner, and that's about it
Gotcha.
for that
Gotcha.
question. Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was definitely approaching it. I was a little paranoid about my group safety.
sure.
Um, so I was like, what about, this? And then I have to like play some stupid, I don't know. I can like come out and like that's fine. Like this group's purpose isn't really to make a lot of territory, so it would have been
Yeah,
fine. And then I was
exactly.
like, but what if he like harasses it and then builds at the same time? I don't know. So, but I do really like the sequence of I love this. That's
Yeah,
great.
I like it's modern Joseki, and in this
Mm-hmm.
situation, it does like several things, and that's goes a game
Mm-hmm.
of efficiency, so it
Mm-hmm.
just seems natural.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
yeah,
Been a little slow. Okay, so then I was like, all right, probably gonna need to start chipping away at this giant fortress here. Um, so I figured that was a good place to start, expand and reduce, and you flowed like water and went to the other side,
yeah.
which was fine. How to defend my shape, and then you did that, and then I did I literally said, I think, and that I was like, oh yeah, I'll just keep my stones connected and it'll be fine. Like
No, and that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, so D2 was basically my way of saying, like, if you don't play, I'm just gonna scoop out your points, and that's
Mm-hmm.
about it. Like, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll reduce. Like,
I think this was the right continuation, and then this one.
so white would probably connect from the. Oh, yeah, I guess from the top. I guess it makes sense. I was thinking briefly from the bottom side, but I guess it
Uh,
doesn't make much sense.
Feels
Oh,
dangerous.
this is probably bad. You're right. It should absolutely be connect on from the top.
Yeah.
I didn't really think
I
through
should
it.
have
I was
played
like,
this
yeah, that's
move.
fine.
Maybe you would have connected from the
I might have done. I might have actually done that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
funny.
actually genuinely might have connected from the bottom because at first glance I was like, yeah, I'm gonna connect from the bottom. So I might have
That's
done that
really
on
funny.
autopilot.
That's really funny.
Um, so extending once works. Because you get the J2 incentive,
Mm,
right? But there is a difference though. There is a small price that you pay. Is that 1 for 2 is not a good exchange for black.
mm.
Which is to say, if you don't play 1 for 2, you get the Atari at F5. So you're foregoing that F5 stone to get the J2 move in Sente. And whether it's worth it or not depends on the board state, but it is a really
You mean
big
F4?
payment.
Sorry.
F5 Black Atari.
Oh, my brain. I thought this was E. Okay. Yep. Yep.
Oh
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
no.
Mm,
So it's good because you get J2, but the con is that you don't get your F5 Atari stone. And
gotcha.
because white doesn't really have Sente endgame, so if white Hanes J2, it'll end in Gote for white.
Mm-hmm.
So that coupled with the fact that black wants to build, I think
Mm-hmm.
the F5 Atari is actually um better than getting J2 and Sente.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a
Yeah,
ton of sense.
based on this board state. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think apparently according to AI, F4 was wrong for white as well. I should have Tanuki'd, but whatever.
But
AI,
AI.
whatever. But like Who invited AI anyway,
Or
honestly.
Rumpf.
Rumpf, yeah. God, can't be stronger than a pro. I guess I'll go cry. Um, but yeah, no. But yeah, so in this board, and I think it's a really, and I know I'm the one that brought it up, but like I think it's a pretty good question to ask yourself in general, or look for these kinds of things in your own games.
Mhm.
From on because like both J2 and F5 are possible black benefits, and like which one is better on the board state is also like pretty important, obviously, right? So
Mhm.
people, including myself, should take time at these kinds of like crossroads
Yeah.
and see which benefit you want to cash out on. You
On that note, here's another question.
know.
This exchange,
Mhm.
and then, or I guess probably better for white to take, so the J2 is in Sente. Well,
Yeah, so
eh,
I'm not fully sure whether it's better
yeah.
to connect or not. Because if I connect, J2 still isn't technically
It's
Sente.
not
It just means
technically.
better
It's just
space.
more
Yeah, yeah,
points, yeah.
yeah.
So the question
But
then is,
yeah.
black still owes a move, right? Like, black can't leave this.
Uh,
Could they?
because why? Because the cut? What happens if you extend from the cut, like F6?
I guess that's not
Yeah,
the
I mean this could
worst.
be a fight. But white, like this isn't a fight that white wants to do easily. Because in
Mm,
this fight, white's only purpose is to make desperate life or run away.
yeah.
And it wasn't all black's territory in the first place. So it
Mm.
seems like an unnecessary liability that white is creating for white self for white
Right, yeah.
for
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
So while the cut might be a possibility, whether or not you should cut is a different like a different story.
Gotcha. I think that's really a key part of getting stronger, is figuring out what to be worried about and what to not. Because like you could reach the level where you see the moves, right? Like I'm like, oh, like this clear cut causes a very hectic fight, and then like
Mhm.
the next question is like, should I be worried about it?
Yeah,
And I think knowing what to and to not be worried about is like really
and I
important,
think
and it's very
yeah,
difficult.
and I think like one step further is being like, and it'll sound the same, but it's actually when to be worried about it. So like
Mm,
what there is to worry about, like if it's an actual worry, but also if I ignore it, when does it become especially threatening? So for example, like you mentioned, there is a weakness at G5 for black, absolutely. White probably won't directly cut without some kind of supporting stones,
mm,
but if you Tanuki from it, that is a liability that you might have to, cover in the future, right?
mm.
So, for example, if I get a move around, like, I actually don't know because I don't really like this cutting point, but
Yeah, yeah,
but the point is
yeah.
like, so like for example,
It,
maybe a DDK might immediately play G6, and that
mm,
is not bad. That is a very strong shape. It is a wonderful move. It's great. Your foundation is solid.
mm,
Maybe a SDK might be like, I don't need a cut or whatever. That's fine.
mm,
And then they'll ignore it forever, and it might not be a problem in the game.
yeah,
But a down player would be like, yeah, connecting's probably slow, or like, if I connect, maybe I want to do it with like D6 or like
mm,
D7, like you play in the game. Let's make a bigger Moyo, like that kind of connection. So it's not like I'm connecting my weakness by building more of a Moyo, to attack you if you cut me, kind of thing. But like, so it's like stages, right? Like the way you
mm.
think about it is like very indicative of your growth as a Go player. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love also just like a beginner and a pro could come to the same move for completely different reasons, and I
oh
think that's
yeah, no,
amazing.
that's really
I
cool.
love
Like
that
yeah,
so
I
much.
totally think yeah. No, for sure. Big same. That's so cool.
um, okay, so moving on. So I counted here, and I was like, I'm like 20, 30 points behind, I think.
Wait, can you walk me through that? Oh, can you like because we have the drawing tool, right? Could you
Yeah.
and not to
So,
put you on the spot or anything,
no,
but
yeah.
yeah, I just very
So
curious.
I counted this block,
Okay.
and then plus like this line as
Okay.
well, for you, and then here, and then here. I think I only did these.
Okay.
And then for me, I gave here,
Very
here.
specific. Okay. Yeah. I'm here for it. Like my blobs are just kind of general rectangles. Yours have like,
Yeah, just
trapezoidal
like
like shape and everything.
yeah. I think I gave
Like,
myself like two. Yeah, I get very
okay. Okay, I see.
yeah. So I was like this, and
Ah.
and
Okay.
I feel very behind right now.
Yeah, if you
Um,
count like this, you would feel very behind, and you
Yeah.
should, because if you count like this, then surely you're behind. Which brings me to my like thing where this is like not how I counted. And I'm not
Okay.
saying my counting is correct, but do you mind if I show you like
Yeah. Yeah,
briefly
show me
my
yours.
borders? Cool, I'll do it in a
Uh,
different color.
you have
You
control. There you go.
perfect. So I'll use red, I guess, or pink, or what won't contrast? I'm probably putting way more thought into this than I should. Let's go with like some kind of pink. Okay.
It's whatever speaks to you.
So what I counted for me was literally, yeah, this I agree with. Of course, here, like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 points here.
Yes.
And then I counted like these 3 points on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't count anything at the top.
What?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like let me show you. Let me show you. And
Okay.
for you, I counted for your points, I also counted this. I counted this up to here. This is what I counted.
Mm-hmm.
So let's oh sorry. Obviously I counted wait, that's an inclusive. I can't undo. Okay. Sorry. This is gonna look like this line. Ignore the middle one. I can't erase partially, otherwise it'll erase the whole thing,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we ignore the top side, right? If we count, if you'll humor me, my count, for example, uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, I think okay. So I'm just gonna. Oh, I didn't count the bottom side. Whoops, sorry.
I
Obviously,
do have
this will
points
be
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
This will be
Yeah.
your points. I counted for the bottom side. So overall, I counted black at about I think I'll just count again. This is easier to do the okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. So this is about 17. Um, yeah, just double checking that I can do basic math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh, so okay, let's say about 20 here. This is a little bit generous, but about 20 is fine.
I think about
And
50
then
points.
8-ish. Yeah.
Oh no, wait, I counted both players at once. LOL. Yeah.
So so black's probably around in my counting anyway. And this is probably wrong, of course, but let's say like 37 plus 8 is like 45, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I make a fool of myself, right? For black.
Yes. Yes.
And
No,
for white.
43. 37 plus 8 is 45. Yes, correct.
Okay, good. Okay, good. And for white, I have from the bottom left, so 3 times 5 is 15 plus 4 is 19 plus 2 is 21.
Mm-hmm.
So 24. Sorry. Total would be so it's like 3. So I have about 24 plus Comey. So 6. So it's about 30. 30, right? Forgive the
Mm-hmm.
handwriting. So basically what I need the whole top side to be, because like Bice I think mentioned, is that there is some kind of invasion at the top side possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's going to look like, and I don't know what points I'll have at the end. So I can't count. So rather I'll just count the cash that I know I have and the cash I know you have, and say that I need about 15 points here at the top side to be
Right.
even, right?
Right.
Of course. So this is my potential to make 15 points. And of course you have potential, like black's potential is like in this area. You have more potential like here, and of course in the center a little bit, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's we can't count potential. If we could count potential, we'd be AI. So I don't bother
Mm.
counting the potential. I just say like, she has the right to make points in this area. It's
Yeah.
likely she'll make more points here. So basically that's how I counted, evaluated. And I think the way you count is very much how I count in like very serious games. So like my league games, I'm like, fuck, they have like 30 more points. I gotta fucking do something. Like I just gotta invade. I
Yeah.
just gotta live. Let's just do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually really, it's great to be counting it, but it's also horrible to like psych yourself out, because then you'll just overplay and
Mm.
may not need to. But yeah,
Mm.
I wasn't saying that is the case or not in the game. But yeah, so you're ahead on points, I think. But it's just dealing with the top side, of course.
Yeah.
And that is the burden for black, right? Of course. So for white's objective in this game was to simply, you know, I don't need to make very, very many points. I just need to keep some points and make sure you don't have a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
That was my goal. I didn't have to do anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not to
Yeah, I think it
hopefully I didn't
probably
speak too
both.
long.
I think both led to the same conclusion, but it could be a pretty critical difference, like potential versus like the actual stuff. And yeah, that
Mhm.
that totally does make sense. Because I mean, if black doesn't do anything, I mean, black can't allow white to get the entire top because I feel like white's potential is bigger than black's potential. Like, because I feel like white has entry points pretty much everywhere,
Sure.
where black could try to make points at very little cost to white, like for white safety, because white has like all the living groups, right? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so So would you not, if you were playing black, would you not have dealt with the top yet? Like, would you have done something else?
If I were playing black right now,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get rid of this.
Yeah, yeah, get rid of it.
I can't because I'm not in control anymore. That's fine.
LOL.
Do you mind for erasing that? I control. I'm
I,
powerless to answer your
actually,
questions.
yeah, you can't. Try it
Yeah,
now.
no.
Huh?
What
Such
is
a good
this?
go
Oh, it's all blue. It's all blue. So in this situation,
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
probably invade the top side. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
critically.
Yeah.
How? I don't know. Probably H17 seems like the normal way, or like M17, something like that. One of those. Probably
Can you
M17.
show me that? Because that seems
Sure.
terrifying. I don't know much
I
about invading.
I'm also not great, but I'll try my best.
Okay. I'm
So,
gonna give you control.
deal.
There we go.
Okay, so if I play M17, what would y'all play? And you can open this up to chat too. I'm not just trying to
Yeah,
be like,
like
oh
we
yeah, I
could we
can
could
do.
explore some stuff chats. So like
Yeah, yeah.
throw some stuff down there. Let us know.
+1 shows. Okay.
There's a little bit of a delay, so it'll
Sure, sure, sure.
take some time for the suggestions.
Absolutely.
I would play. That is kind of awkward for white. I was thinking M14 because I'm aggressive, but then black can N16.
M15, you mean? Sorry, just to
Yeah,
confirm.
M15, M15,
Sure.
and then
I
black
guess.
would N16, and that'd be awkward.
M16. Okay.
And then white can't really keep black confined at all. Ooh, yeah.
hmm Maybe M16. M16 would be a very natural looking move, right? Similar to the bottom
Mm-hmm.
left side we discussed. So if I just Hane, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
then presumably white would cut.
Yeah. Then black would Hane the
Um,
other side, I would imagine.
Probably yeah, Atari from the bottom, probably, and
Mm-hmm.
like here is where we'd have to think. Of course, we don't play all this out. We read a little bit first, but
Mm-hmm.
we're working as a team together, all y'all and me. So if you have this ladder, it doesn't really matter. So the thing, okay, so here's the thing. So the cookie cutter like play out would be like something like
Mm-hmm.
this, and then you like play like this. But of course, you don't want to make all of these exchanges. Like this would be really really painful, even if you do live, because like white is massively thick and your life is very painful.
Yeah.
Like you just invaded, but it was invadable anyway, so you paid a lot to invade. So this is like something you can visualize in your head as like a guideline, but you shouldn't play all of it out, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But so here if we imagine this variation, then like, you know, it might go like this. And this is not locally alive either yet. Because maybe hang on, I'm really bad at killing stuff. Give me a second. Let me do something. It shouldn't be able to live,
I
probably.
think
I'm not sure.
H17 for white. The clamp black has to J18.
H17, J18. But what happens if I don't J18 and play this one?
Oh, that one's actually pretty cool. Um, I was thinking you extend and then play J18, and then white plays J18. But if you Hane, I think the Hane would still. Uh, hmm,
So one way of dealing with this might be to
probably
play like, yeah, go ahead.
G18.
Yeah, so G18 is legit. And that would be kind of a trade kind of idea where you can capture, but you would have to, give black
Mm-hmm.
Punduki shape, and if black can live with Punduki shape, you know what I mean? Like this is like the kind of
Mm-hmm.
forcing move. So we haven't found a successful variation yet for black. But at least we have some Aji to work with. So maybe if you play like this one, then I can, start from, maybe this attachment or something.
Mm.
And see, although maybe we don't. So giving these exchanges is also kind of a benefit, so maybe we just like, I'm not sure, to be completely honest with you,
Okay.
what to play here. But so if we Hane here, this internal Hane, this wedge rather, means that black should have both ladders. And if
Hmm.
black has both ladders, then it's going to be working. However, even if black doesn't have both ladders, it will give black forcing moves because it's a wedge.
Yeah.
And wedges have like that kind of follow up. So if white were to play underneath and black comes out, then this is already successful because black does have both of these ladders. So if
Mm.
white protects here, then we can of course ladder this way. If white plays this one, this is actually a common sequence. Um, but of course white won't do this. It's very small.
Yeah.
So then if white plays from this side, then we connect, and then here, and now this is a different story. This looks a little bit more promising for black. Now we might even be able to play something like this, and I am pretty confident this will live, um, or some part of it will
Interesting.
live,
Okay.
because it's pretty flexible on this
Yeah.
side. For example, we can do a little test of it too if you want to play white
Yeah, I'm
from something.
fascinated by this.
Sure. So how to begin? um,
Well, the
so if
most,
we
yeah.
yeah, go ahead. No, no, please, please. I
Um,
definitely
so I
have
feel
some
like
input.
J18 would be what I would do.
Sure.
Um, then descend down, K17.
Okay, 17.
And then it
Okay.
turns into like a trade, right? Then L18,
Exactly.
and then, yeah, I guess then black's okay. Black and
And
F18 or
black
something.
so this is exactly what black wants. So normally when we play this shape, it should be this kema. This kema means it's a slide and we're gonna live with the group. This old gema means that I'm willing to sacrifice if you're gonna let me live. It's kind of like a
Mm,
sabaki feeling, like a sabaki technique. Because we
yeah.
can't save everything, so we just make some deal, you know. Um so if now then I think some people are mentioning in chat that if you play if I'm looking at this correctly, six. This is a shape too. But now when we play like this, then unless I'm
No, that's brutal for black.
mm,
Yeah.
so this will look like a double Atari unless there's like some fancy move. So if
Yeah.
we just read something
Hey,
like
thanks for
this,
the follow,
then
Go
black will
Driver.
come out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if we just read something simple, black will come out, right? And white's gonna die.
Yeah.
So unless white has something like this, which I don't, um, and this shouldn't be working because this is an Atari, and then this race looks probably
Oof.
good, but I'm not. Yeah, it should be fine, right?
Oh
One,
yeah,
two,
it's
three,
four
four.
to
One, two,
three.
three. 4 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Quick maths. So of course, this kind of thing you have to definitely be very careful as you read. So I'm just like not sure. Maybe what happens if we play something more aggressive like this?
Ooh.
And so if white Hane is here, now this Hane is a lot easier to play. um, versus from M17 direction. If we directly
Mm,
attach here, if white plays this one, then maybe we can come out like this. This seems a little bit more dynamic. Uh, though what white will do after, or what black will do after white plays something like this. I'm not sure. I don't know how to play this. It's very confusing
yeah,
for me.
this is insane.
Um, Maybe like
Certifiably
this.
Maverick.
Maverick. Yeah. Something like that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
exactly sure. Probably this will have to be played like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can get pretty crazy. And like I said, I genuinely don't know this invasion tactic very much. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it looks
Chat's
like
also saying
a
like K17 too.
yeah,
That feels more
case
standard as well, right? Like a textbook, like
yeah.
attach under the stone.
Yeah, like it's hard to go wrong with an attach,
Mm-hmm.
theoretically. But it just depends on like how you follow up, right?
Yeah.
That's true for anything, but in this situation, it makes sense because you're saying like, I'll give you a bigger side or whatever, as long as I can cut off maybe these 3 stones and
Mm-hmm.
make them an attack target. Sorry, these 4 stones and make them an attack target would be like the language of this 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe white will play instead like this Hane.
Yeah.
Um, I genuinely think a lot of moves are possible, just depending on your follow up and your reading
Yeah.
accuracy.
I felt less comfortable with this variation with L17. So I played L16 almost to force black stones being on the right side, um, specifically for the potential attack. Because I was like, oh, I don't want white to herd me to the left, because the left felt so much more dangerous because there's no Aji there for black to use. Um, so that was sort of my logic in picking L16.
Yeah, and when you pick L16, my only goal is to connect to my group, my
Mm-hmm.
stones. If I can make some territory, that's ideal. But I'm not gonna do anything drastic. So here I could have maybe forced something like this. But it's hard to read.
Yeah.
It might work. But I don't need to do that because I don't think I'm very behind. So I just
Mm-hmm.
played like this, Atari push,
Mm-hmm.
and we connect our stones this way.
Yeah.
Your move here was really good, very thick. Um, I think it was good anyway. It might be
Mm.
slow, but I really like it personally.
Thanks. Yeah.
Um, because it leaves white with an awkward decision, which is to say, if white, tanukis, then there is Aji to mess around with, and I'm not talking like just this
Mm-hmm.
capture,
Yeah.
although it's it can be thick, but there's this cutting point, and how white deals with this cutting point
Mm-hmm.
might be. Maybe not actually. This one seems to be fine because this wedge, there's an Atari here, so it's not really a problem. But so basically, if we can get this exchange, maybe it would be something. But even without this cutting point directly working, I don't think it's bad. It makes it like another invasion easier,
Yeah.
certainly.
Yeah.
So I think this move is very nice, very thick. And then I played here, um,
Mm-hmm.
just to make some shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And then this was kind of cool. So clearly you're saying you're gonna cut me, right? If I play
Yeah.
here. Like this is the
Yeah.
language, like this is gonna be a cut.
Yeah. And you
So I
got
should have
out of it, and I messed up in my reading, and I was like, "Oh, I don't think this works." And then
I
it's like,
was
"Oh my
mhm.
god, it works."
I was very happy when you let me off the hook a little bit in our game. But
Yeah.
actually I think I do have to just push here. I think it's too not passive, but it's like maybe clearly inferior. Like this is the kind of move that your opponent will play to trick you. Sorry. Um or not trick. It's called kikashi, which means like getting a good exchange, like a good timing exchange, because
Mm.
when I play this in the game and you answer, now I can push here, right?
Yeah,
So like
I
this.
should have just.
Mhm.
Oh, I was like kicking myself after that. I was like, "Wait, oh no."
Right. So this.
Yeah.
So exactly. So A for B was kind of like after I played it, you're like, ah, dang, like clearly he's doing this, right? Like this is what I'm doing. This is yeah, I got tricked or whatever. That feeling is because A for B is called a kikashi.
Mm,
So like I got a good exchange in, and then it helped me in the follow up kind of thing.
mm,
So normally when you feel like something's awry, like you're like here, I'm like my words are basically I'm gonna cut off my opponent, but suddenly they like almost it's like not a tanuki, but like suddenly they're like, ah yeah, it's fine. You can do whatever you want. You should continue with the original plan normally.
yeah. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like I'm like if basically S8 is like, are you sure? Then you should be like, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
P7. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure. Like whatever you want. Like, do your worst or whatever. Like I'm gonna stick with my ideals. And in fact, yeah, I think blocking at one is
I'm
pretty
gonna stick with my
pretty good.
ninja way.
Exactly. This is my ninja way and you can't sway me. Uh I will befriend you after I beat you down. It's great. So yeah, one is a very strong move, and I don't think like and don't get me wrong, this is really big. The entrance to the right side is very big.
Mm,
Um and it's painful, but the idea is like one just makes your stones work together on a like on a global scale,
yeah.
right? On a whole board situation. Now the bottom left doesn't it makes sense, right? And now the top right, like that thickness makes sense. And even if I scoop out like this much territory, right, then you're gonna probably make that here is the
Yeah.
idea.
Hmm.
And even if you yeah, and you should. And even if you don't, like the thickness will like, you can even, continue to build. And that's the idea.
Hmm.
So definitely one should have been played if
Yeah.
I'm gonna say anything. And I don't normally use language like that. Like
Oh, I
you
mean, I
definitely should
agree.
have
I
played, but
totally
like
agree.
I
That
think one
was
should be played.
absolutely
Yeah.
should have been played. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know how big AI would say it is for points versus not, but if you just the feeling behind this is like as soon as
It's
white
so
plays
bad.
N6, it's like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, after white
I
plays
was
N
drinking water.
like
Sorry.
07, it's just like, there's a top side for black and a bottom side for black. And when you're building big territories like this, you want it to be one continue, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure you know. So, um, but yeah, let me see. That's impressive. You'd be a horrible fish. Um, but
I would be such a horrible fish. I wouldn't even have thumbs. Okay.
yeah, like you'd have gills and still manage to like not get oxygen somehow. But anyway, so um, N5 is this is like just kind of now small beans. Like the main
Yeah.
issues have been flushed out. N5 feels a little bit slow, but that's not a issue. This is not where the game is changed. I really like. Okay, so in two parts of this game, you decided to like counterattack very strongly. This was one of them, and I really liked it.
Thanks.
Specific reading, I'm not sure about, but in general, like the
Yeah.
ki, the fighting spirit, that's important too.
If nothing
So
else, I have fighting spirit. I'm like Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like
oh gosh, I would at least like if I'm going to reference anyone with just fighting spirit and fighting spirit alone, I would at least want to be like Rock Lee versus freaking Joey Wheeler, like
That's true.
Naruto.
I am from Brooklyn, so like I have a little bit of a
Oh
personal
yeah.
connection.
Okay, that's fair. He does have a Brooklyn or like a
Yeah.
New York accent, doesn't he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fair. Um.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So L9 is a little bit thin. So
Mm-hmm.
when you play this double Hane, you're leaving behind a cutting point, two cutting points, right? And it's
Yeah.
white's discretion, but you're attacking me, right? So I could put in a cut here, but I don't know which one will be better, so I didn't do either, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing, by the way. If you can make a forcing move, like wait to know which one you want to make is a thing. Unless you can't wait, then you have to make it. Then you can make it. But
Mm.
if you have the like holding your options, right? Like holding your cards close to your chest, kind of thing. Like you don't know, you're not gonna like unless your opponent forces you to show your cards, don't show your cards.
Yeah.
Um, but normally this push is not played. Normally
Okay.
because it's a little bit thin. Like for example,
Mm.
like this becomes a little bit thin. In this situation, you can say like, "Oh, but I have strong counterplay," and I'm not sure if it's true or not. And like I said, it might be on this board, but even here's an important part. Even if you have strong counterplay, even if white backs off, you still owe a move, right? And you should
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
In this situation, it's actually not bad, but if white can cut reliably and you don't have a ladder, then this can be problematic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notice I'm saying like can be because on this board it's not the case, but and when you analyze positions, it should definitely be like from this specific game. But in general, you should have like a kind of lay of the land.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I would probably like maybe peep here once first, and
Mm-hmm.
then finish like by connecting my weakness.
Yeah.
Also Hane double Hane, unless you're gonna gain something ostensibly from it, I'm not sure it should be played or not. In this
Yeah.
situation, it
So
seems
for
yeah.
mental context, I felt behind to the point where if I didn't do something very, very drastic, I would just passively lose
Okay.
because of the blunder at P9. So I think if I was comfortably ahead, I would have played much more solidly.
Sure.
But in this instance, I was like, if I just lie down, like, and I might have gone too far into overdrive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
and
Mm-hmm.
when I do find myself in situations where I need to play more aggressively to catch up, I tend to make really bad cut shape reading mistake, whatever, like cutting
Sure.
problems. I leave myself very thin.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I need to work on probably is like how to counterattack, but not just leave all of these things lying
So
around.
you and I are like really similar, except for one major difference there. So like, okay, I am really good at like if I'm behind, I'm really good at like just trying to make moves, like big moves, and then my
Mm.
opponent also makes like big moves, and then I'm just like still behind and I passively lose the game. I'm really good at that. So where we overlap is if we're both behind, right? You make really drastic measures and I make zero measures, and that's our major difference, right? However, we're both really behind, right? That's the commonality.
Mhm.
So here's the thing, right? I take lessons with Jeff. I recently had to stop because I moved to Texas, got a job, life is
Mm.
complicated, I
Yeah.
have no time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. One of the most valuable lessons I learned is like and it's really obvious, it's very when you hear it, it's like, oh yeah, duh, of course. But like putting it into practice is like ultimately massively difficult. But
Mm,
when you're losing, you have to figure out what your win condition is. So like for
mm,
example, and this kind of like goes back to like the counting thing, but uh when we're super behind, like you're saying you felt behind after this, right? Presumably.
mm,
So we have a task, right? What is our win condition? In order to find out our win condition, we have to count the points, and then we have
mm.
to look at where to attack. So here I would do, if I were you, obviously, or if I were me, as you, aka if I were you. Wow, that was a really. I don't know what my brain was thinking there. It's like, let me break this down into steps, but also say the same
If I
thing a
were
few
me,
times.
but you, but also me. We are the collective.
It's like the Spider-Man meme. But okay, where are you? I would count the board and then see exactly how many points I need, or see exactly what I need to do in order to catch up.
So score
Whether or
estimator
not
says white by 13 and a half, which is not as much as I thought it was, actually.
that's fair, but also we can't do that. We have to use human counting in
Yeah.
order to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're going to count. I'm not going to count the board right now. If you want to
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
later, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But in general, here we should count and then figure out what kind of bad shit berserker stuff we have to play. Because
Mm-hmm.
if we just keep like playing berserker mode, like without end or without any kind of feedback to know when we should stop,
Mm-hmm.
then we're just gonna crash and burn every time.
Yeah.
That's your issue. My issue is like
Woo!
no,
Shots,
no, but
shots, shots.
no, I think that's good. I think that's good because my issue is like knowing I'm behind, but I'm just like, yeah, I'll get in the grave for you. Like you don't have to push me. I'll just climb in myself. Like, I'll say, let's do this as a team kind of thing. So it's much better to be a berserker and like go back like absolutely ape versus me just like kind of lying down and waiting for it kind of thing. So
Yeah.
basically know your win condition and what you have to do to achieve it and when you should stop or when you've caught up basically.
Mm-hmm.
If you're saying like and the only reason I bring this up is because what you said was like I have to do something drastic, but we have to know what that drastic thing is. Like how
That's
many like
super
what do
true.
you
I
have?
never know what that drastic thing is.
Yeah.
My
It's
brain
really
is
important.
always
It's
just like,
really important to know
I
what that
need to
drastic
do
thing is.
something.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. I'm like I need to do something and I just like try to take big moves, but because it's a turn-based game, they also take big moves and I just
Yeah.
lose anyway.
Yeah.
But like your thing is like let's cut everything or let's just attack everything, which is fair, but you have to know when, you have
Yeah.
to you gotta have that feedback loop,
Yeah.
that
That's so
quality
funny.
assurance, like your mission's complete kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I like this. And then you protect your cutting point. I don't know if this is working. I suspect it is. But I could be wrong.
I
If I
thought
cut
it
here,
worked. If you cut there,
if this were to happen, then white doesn't have this ladder,
that's
unfortunately.
true.
So, and I'm not saying it's necessarily bad for white, even if white doesn't have this ladder, but it's not very, it's nothing particularly good or bad. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
thing I'm doing
It
for
just
no
is.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just is.
Yeah.
Which is not again good or bad, but like normally you want to make a move that is good, right? Versus
Mm-hmm.
just is. So I don't know if I should make these exchanges if the result will just be like, oh, just is kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like if I were to add a cutting move here now and then protect my weakness,
Yeah, that's difficult
um,
for black. Yeah. Well, I guess black would have to defend, and the ladder
right,
works.
you'll
But
have some
then
kind of ladder
white
and
gets a
then I'm
ladder
fucked.
breaker
Yep,
slash
exactly.
invasion, which sucks. And
Yeah.
then yeah,
So
yeah.
like I imagine something like this would occur, but I'm not sure if it's good for white to do or not. So
Mm,
but when I play here, you make my job pretty easy. I don't think this is bad though. I don't like I know it's not the best or correct quote on air quotes because like I shouldn't say I know. I have a feeling based on my previous experience in playing Go that this
mm-hmm.
probably isn't like the best move, but I can't say it's a bad move because you're protecting your cutting points. Like this cannot be a bad move, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it leaves a peep and then I connect. This though is a little bit questionable because it's
Yeah, I
not
should
turn
have.
based.
If I was gonna cut it off, I should have played F7 or something. But that was too close to things in
Yeah,
Aji.
I
And
particularly
yeah,
I don't find G8 very interesting to capture
yeah.
at the moment
Mm-hmm.
because like
Probably
white probably
N10
doesn't
is better.
find N10. Yeah, something like this
Yeah,
would be better. Uh so I don't actually know what the shape would be here for these stones, but something in this general
yeah.
vicinity, I agree.
Gonna be honest. Forgot the two stones were in Atari.
Oh
So.
yeah. No, that makes sense. If you were trying to okay, here's the thing though. even if they weren't in Atari, I don't think this move is very, very good. Ignore the
Yeah.
Markstone. I don't think
Yeah.
because the thing is, right, it needs at least 2 moves to become Sente, right? So I can still
Mhm.
Tanuki here once.
Yeah.
And then you cut me and then I have to answer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's still like kind of a suspicious sequence, even if white didn't have the Atari and the 2 stones.
Kind
My
of
personal
sus.
opinion, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think something on the top side, and then here, uh, I don't know what the hell I was doing.
I was literally yelling. I was yelling at the monitor. I was like, it's so much easier to cause chaos than defend against it. Why is this
Yeah.
my job is so hard? I was like, because we were both in Byoyomi at this point. I'm just like, this is so
Sure.
much harder for me than it is for you.
No, absolutely. So I think here's probably a good time to continue being aggressive. Because I think you just need to should in general make something complicated for both players, I guess,
Yeah.
or at least for me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing shit like this. I was like, I also don't want to submit. I also get like weirdly feisty. So when you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cut you, I'm like, no, you're not, and I'm just like, I'm gonna freaking
Yeah.
attack you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some stupid. I could just naturally turn and play the shape move without question. But
Mm-hmm.
I get a little feisty. So I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I see your threat, I raise you a threat, and then I immediately come back and play the shape move. D7 is nice. I like the idea of D7.
Cool.
So this D7 B8 is kind of like a tango, like a locally it's like a joseki.
Mm.
Um and by the way, joseki doesn't only have to be in the corners. It can be on the side, it can be anywhere. So like if you shoulder hit and I slide, it's like considered like locally equal.
Mm.
Um I get more points, but you get more influence. If you use the influence, then it's good. Then it's locally equal, I should say. If you're just giving me points, obviously it's not gonna be. But in this
Yeah.
situation, it's about equal. Yeah. This was nice. Um, I totally didn't expect it, but yeah, this is absolutely correct, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, White's not gonna capture the one stone. That's
Of
worth like I
course.
think 6 points.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If we're
I wonder
not,
if I should have just Tanuki'd from like after playing C8, then played F12 or something.
if you play C8 and then
So I
White
continue
should
with the
pull back,
cut. Yeah, it's basically
and
that.
then
Yeah.
yeah. If you play like this, then oh sorry, were you saying something different
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah. So there, then
this,
C8 and then F12.
and then F12? Yeah, exactly. Something like this would
Mm-hmm.
make sense. Then the exchange isn't good, or is it bad? It's kind of bad exchange actually. So it's whatever.
Black is still
Okay, so
behind by a lot. Is
no. I was just like,
yeah.
if we don't make this exchange, or if we do make this exchange, it doesn't really change much, except for black
Mm.
can play d6 a little bit better here.
Wasn't B9 Sente then because the B7 stone makes the Atari?
Sorry, I'm gonna have to go back. Okay, it
Yeah.
wasn't b9.
So
Is that
like
what you
keep
said?
doing
B9,
it. So play B7, or like
b7.
I can
Yeah.
have control if you want, if it's easier.
Oh yeah, sure. We can do that. There you go.
Um, why is this not working? Wait. Oh, LOL. I'm still in pen mode.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah. It's kind of funny that it keeps the setting, but okay.
So like
Yeah,
white couldn't do this anymore.
white could do that. Wait, what? Sorry, what happened? One, two,
It's like
three.
white couldn't like,
Oh,
you know what I
white
mean?
can't jump.
No, white can't
Yeah.
jump. White could do this, which yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Um, but I feel like it makes
Um. So let's play it out a different sequence, okay?
okay.
So if we go back several moves before black plays b7,
Okay.
and if we play c8 and white plays c7, sorry, c7 instead of b7 for white,
Oh, whoops.
and then white plays black plays f12. So in this situation, white still couldn't play b10, right?
That's true. That's true.
Well, I
Wouldn't
mean, I guess
wouldn't in that
theoretically you could, but it's
situation
pretty
white play this instead though?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but the difference is here is that now white can play b10, but now black doesn't throw in one stone either.
Hmm.
So there's like kind
Thanks,
of a
dear
balancing act
Grandia. Have
there.
a wonderful night. Good night. Okay. Yeah. But I was literally I was just worried about like this because
Yeah,
this felt insane. So I was trying to find a
Absolutely.
Sente way to do that. But
No,
yeah.
absolutely, and you should
Hmm.
feel that way because it is. It's kind of like a me, I think, because the
Hmm.
side and the center is about the same. So after this, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go for the
Yeah.
center here, and this was a nice idea.
Yeah, doing what I can. And then I mean there probably wasn't a way for.
Yeah, so this one feels if you just connect, I think. I mean, like, okay, so this is gonna be somewhat subpar anyway, and white connects, of course. But I think at least this way it's complicated, and then black plays like, J16 or something. No, J16 seems like a little bit much.
Mm,
Maybe not. I don't know, but something crazy in this kind of control craziness. So,
yeah.
this is not good enough.
Yeah.
Like, even if you can come out and connect back to your stones, it's not enough because then you reduce my territory, I reduce your territory. In the end, we both reduce relatively the same amount, so I'm going to stay
Hmm.
ahead, right?
Hmm.
So you have to like now like J16 would be important. Like
Yeah.
something kind of crazy, like
Yeah.
something kind of scary.
Yeah.
J16, and if if I play like a J15, which white shouldn't play, then black can play this K16 Atari and then play like after white connects, then black can play like H17, and now like is black gonna live? Like is black gonna
Mm,
connect? Like it's kind of
yeah.
scary for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's harder for white to play this kind of way too.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so when you just play like G13 or whatever, I'm just gonna cut. Even if I die on the inside, I'm just gonna cut because like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just gotta be okay, kind of
Hmm.
vibe.
And it's
But I like
probably
it.
too much to ask for like to attack because like white could just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
So there's.
situation, so like if white has J9 and white's back pocket as well,
Hmm.
then yeah, it's kind of too much to ask to attack. If you
Hmm.
gain strength, then you can invade more, H16 of course. But white is willing to give that is how I'm playing this game is like clearly saying that I'll give you like that invasion because I'll take away your left side,
Hmm.
kind of vibe.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
um
No, totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
and
Well,
I
that
read the
was
ladder by the
fun.
way. I read the ladder early on. That's why I played H11 is because I knew if I cut
Look at
J13,
me.
I read this
I'm
ladder. Biased.
Sai. I read ladders.
Yeah, I actively hurting my brand, but it's fine. We gotta throw up the wrench in the wheels once in a while. Um, but yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
so
Oh, well, that was an awesome game. I learned so much. Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you for
no,
hopping
absolutely.
on.
It was really really fun. I really appreciate
Yeah.
the game. Thanks for the game.
Cool. Well, I will catch you later
Yeah,
and
I
as
will hop
always.
off chat and join chat.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the game.
Cool. See ya.
Bye bye.